Make America Great Again. Over the last few years, this slogan was shouted so many times that the world started to believe America might actually be regaining its old power. But whenever Donald Trump went on an international tour, the images and videos that emerged told a story not of greatness, but of embarrassment. Just look at this video. This is from the 2017 NATO summit. In a childish fit to get to the front and pose for a photo, the President of the United States physically shoved the Prime Minister of one of America's key allies, a leader of a superpower behaving on the international stage like a school kid who insists on being in the front row of the class photo. These actions beg the question, was Trump truly making America great, or did his ego and diplomatic blunders turn America from great into America alone? Today, we will decode the 10 biggest mistakes that wounded America's global power, a wound that China and Russia are exploiting right now. A superpower is made stronger not just by its military, but by its moral authority and respect, but Trump turned that respect into a joke. In 2019, news suddenly broke that Donald Trump wanted to buy Greenland from Denmark, acting like a property dealer buying someone's plot of land. When Denmark's Prime Minister rejected this absurd idea, Trump got angry like a child, cancelled his planned visit, and publicly called her nasty.
It was an absurd idea, it was nasty. I thought it was an inappropriate statement.
Think about it. If America talks about buying or occupying other countries' territory, with what moral standing can America stop China when it tries to occupy Taiwan? America lost its moral high ground right there, and the bigger shock came during the 2018 Helsinki summit when Trump and Putin stood together. There, Trump publicly contradicted his own country's intelligence agencies, the FBI and CIA, and sided with the leader of an adversary state, Putin. All of Europe and America's own allies trembled, wondering how America's leader could look so weak in front of its enemy. Think for a moment, in the 21st century, when a country considers occupying another country's land, what do we call that leader? A dictator or an invader? But America's America First leader started this exact move in the style of a property dealer. The issue started in 2019 when Trump talked about buying the autonomous territory of Greenland from Denmark. Now, by 2025 to 2026, this desire has become a dangerous obsession. Recently, we've heard aggressive statements and rhetoric claiming that Greenland should be ours, even if we have to take aggressive steps or even fight for it. But the question is, why is Trump so obsessed with Greenland? The entire game is about money and power. First, a reservoir of rare earth minerals is hidden beneath Greenland's ice, minerals essential for making today's mobiles, EVs, and weapons. And second, to counter Russia and China in the Arctic Ocean, there is no better military base in the entire world than Greenland. The benefit might seem clear, but no one considered how much damage this single idiotic obsession caused America. Denmark is not an enemy, it is America's oldest and most trusted ally in NATO. When America starts blackmailing its own friends, talking about buying or seizing their land like a real estate plot, how can Europe trust it? The countries of Europe understood that if Trump's eye is on Denmark's land today, tomorrow it will be on someone else's. This single incident created a rift in the decades-old alliance between America and Europe, completely fracturing Western diplomacy from within. The most dangerous part of Trump's diplomacy was friendship with enemies and enmity with friends. In the name of America First, he completely isolated America. First, he pulled America out of the Paris Climate Agreement, where the entire world stood united. Then, he tore up the massive Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, trade deal. This deal was specifically created to counter China in Asia. The moment America backed out, China exerted its pressure over the entire region. The issue didn't stop there. The countries closest to America, like Europe, Canada, and our own country, India, Trump slapped heavy tariffs, taxes, on all of them. On one hand, America desperately needs India to counter China in Asia, and on the other, Trump, through his foolishness, was risking pushing a strategic partner like India into China's lap, and what he did to the Kurdish fighters in Syria was an open betrayal. The Kurdish fighters who gave their lives alongside America to defeat ISIS were suddenly abandoned when Trump abruptly withdrew his troops, leaving them to be massacred by Turkey. The message was clear: never trust America.